Hi guys, and welcome to my SMSL PA40 D-Class amplifier. Before we'll begin, test system description in the video description and Aoshida store link also in the video description. Why Aoshida? Because for some unknown reason, SMSL amplifiers are cheaper directly from Aoshida than ordered through AliExpress, even including coupons. So yes, they are available on Ali, but it's better to buy them directly from Aoshida because it's cheaper. Okay, so one more thing that's connected to the review. My system that was used for testing. If you take a look at the description, you'll notice that every single item in my test system is more expensive than this amplifier. I'll do that with all of the equipment that I'm testing. The idea is that I'm sure that I won't be having any kind of bottleneck in my system. So I'm trying to squeeze every bit of performance out of the tested device. In this particular case, it was highly regarding. Yes, it's a spoiler for the full review because this little guy is punching way above its weight class. So if you'll be looking at the other reviews that were trying to test this amplifier with, for example, speakers that are about the same price as this amplifier, well, these reviews will not tell you the true story about this amplifier, because in such system the speakers will be a significant bottleneck. So, moving on to the review. This amplifier is based on Infineon Merus MA533 to MS D-Class amplifier. I had my experience in the past with Merus MA12070, which I didn't actually like, and then everyone switched to TPA3255. And interesting thing is that TPA3255 was released by Texas Instruments sometime around 2016. German MA12070 was released in 2018, and the chip that this amplifier is using, MA533 to MS, was released in 2021, meaning that this one is the newest released. And interestingly, TPA3255 is close to be 10 years old. We have 2025 now, so the next year will mark 10th year release date anniversary for the TPA3255. Anyway, as those of you that follow my channel, you know that I'm following D-Class development closely, as I believe these have very high potential, and usually D-Class amplifiers are my first recommendation for someone looking for an entry-level but good sounding amp. So what choices do we have on the market at the moment? The first one is Fosi ZA3, and that will set you back $155. The second one is also Fosi. It's a set of V3 monoblocks, but those will set you back $315, including power brick, also for the ZA3. The other ones that we have available now are Aiyima A80, which will set you back $180. Then we have Aiyima A70, that will set you back $170. Those all are with power bricks included. And the last one on my list is Aiyima A07 Pro, which will set you back $129. And this guy, this SMSL amplifier, is $139, meaning that it's basically almost cheapest of the bunch, and by a wide margin. The only cheaper one is A07 Pro, but then again A07 Pro doesn't come with a remote, so still if you compare all of them price-wise, this is the best offer on the market at the moment. So the main question right now is, how does it sound? How does $139 shipped to your home sound? We'll get to that in a moment, but first let's take a look at the specification. The official specification says that the maximum power output of this amplifier is 165 watts per channel in 4 ohms, and that drops to 85 watts per channel into 8 ohms. But the thing is that these numbers are given at 10% total harmonic distortion, meaning that yes, you will reach that kind of power probably, but your music won't be listenable because of the distortion. Yeah, that's it. So THD and noise are given as 0.004% at 10 watts, and that's something way better and way closer to your regular listening levels. The other numbers are also looking good because signal to noise ratio is given as 100 decibels, and that's supported by AP measurements on the manufacturer's page. Dynamic range is 101 decibels. The channel separation is slightly lower at 72 decibels. And the amplifier has 2 gain settings, high and low. The power consumption, as specified by the manufacturer, is mere 40 watts, which is a little bit higher than TPA-based amplifiers, but I was able to confirm those numbers with my Tuya smart plug. It gave me something like 37-38 watts when I was doing my listening tests for this amplifier. So that's pretty close to 40 watts given by the s.m.s.l. What's interesting inside? Yes, we will take a look at the board, but you need to remember that we have German Infinite Mirrors MA5352MS, and we also have NJU7391A digital volume control and DSP chipset by Nishinbo Devices. Before we will take a look inside, let's take a look at the menu system and the operation of the amplifier. It comes with a remote. It's a cheap plastic remote. It works. That's the first positive thing. The second positive thing is that if you want to replace that one because you broke it, you can buy it separately. And the third good thing is that you can buy fully metal learning remotes for something like $20, maybe a little cheaper, and learn all the codes from this remote and use a metal remote with amplifier. So in the front of the amplifier we have an LCD display, we have IR sensor somewhere around here, we have a status LED, and we have a volume control rotary knob that doubles as a switch. So let's power the amplifier on, and we're greeted with the volume level. How do we operate the amplifier? Yes, to enter the menu we are pressing the knob, and each press of the knob will give us another position in the menu until we're back to the volume control. In order to change the value of particular setting, we need to rotate the knob. So for example, let's enter the menu, and the first one are tone controls. We have five settings for the DSP, 5 equalizer settings. The thing is that the numbers will not tell you much. You have to check with the manual what particular number means. But there is one setting that's called ET, like equalizer tone, and with ET you may use bass control, that gives you control between +7 and -7 decibels for bass, and treble control, that gives you similar control from -7 decibels for up to 7 decibels in the topmost range. The next one is gain settings. You can choose low, or I was too late. The next one is gain setting. You can choose low or high. And the last one is backlight level. So on one hand, it's very simple, and you'll probably do that once and then just forget about it. On the other hand, I would really love to see a better display here with full words describing what am I actually changing, especially when it comes to equalizer settings, because I have no idea what's the difference between E3 and E1 or whatever. E0 means complete bypass of the equalizer, so let's leave it like that. Yeah. But as I said, you'll probably set that only once and you'll forget about it. And the other thing is that it's $139, so I can understand why they went with that simple LCD display. Okay, so let's power the device off. Let's disconnect the cable and let's do the outside tour. Beast mode on. Yeah. So we've already covered the front. Nothing interesting on the sides, nothing interesting on the top, nothing interesting on the bottom, except for rubber legs. And in the back. In the back we have a couple of interesting things. First, the first one set of gold-plated RCA line-ins. Second set of speaker tabs for the right and for the left channel. Please note that these are larger than the ones used on Aiyima and Fosi amplifiers. These will accept bananas. These will accept bell wire, as you can see here, but they will not accept spade connectors. And that's important thing to note. And we have a power socket with master switch on the back. In order to disassemble the device, you need to unscrew 3 screws that are here on the other side, and then 4 on the bottom on the sides. Once you do that, you're able to slide the chassis. This is just stamped steel, not very thick, not up to the standard of the clone amplifiers, but still it's very solid, and it's on the level with other audio equipment from many audio manufacturers across the world. So let's take a look inside. The first thing worth noting here is the separate power supply using separate PCB. It's completely separate board, as you can see as I'm moving my pointer here. So this is something that you would be usually getting as a separate power brick with other amplifiers, and it's integrated here. We have a set of 100 microfarads capacitors under that shield. These are rated for 400 volts, but they are coming from some unknown to me company. They are branded with Gather. I don't know that manufacturer. No idea about that. Then we have 2 smaller transformers, and we have a set of electrolytic capacitors, also from this company, from Gather company, and each one of those is rated at 1000 microfarads, so we have 4000 microfarads in total here. As you can see, they are glued together with some kind of, it's not exactly silicone, but this is nice touch because they will not vibrate. Now, moving on to the main amplifier board, it's very simple. You have your German Infineon Meros chipset under this heatsink, and as you can see, it's pretty small heatsink. It's way smaller than the ones that can be found on the TPA3255 devices, although these are also small ones, but this one is the smallest one I've seen. And the thing is that when I was measuring the temperature with amplifier disassembled, this was reaching something like 37 degrees centigrade. so it was basically warm to the touch, and that's it. So apparently it's very energy efficient and it doesn't need a lot of cooling. We have two coils here. We have a set of nice blue Vishay MKP capacitors, and we have two Nichicon caps, each one of them rated for 1000 microfarads and 50 volts. Here we have a digital volume and DSP chipset from Nichicon devices. We have also two ICs that are looking like operational amplifiers, but as you can see, they had been sanded down, so we cannot be sure if they actually are operational amplifiers, but that would be my bet. And that's basically it. Nothing more to see here. Very simple construction. So let's close the lid and let's talk about sound quality, but three things worth noting here once we have as long as we have it opened. The first one, the device comes with a plastic screen protector on the screen, so you can remove it, but I decided to have it here for now. The other thing worth mentioning here is that we have one thing absent from here. What can't you see here? Well, there is no subwoofer output. So you can either use your digital to analog converter second set of outputs for the subwoofer output, or I don't know, because you can in theory use the high level outputs if you have a subwoofer that will work with these, but as far as I know, some of the subwoofers that do have high level inputs will have problems with D-class amplifier speaker outputs, but not all of them. Yeah, so these were worth mentioning. So let's pause the video for a second, I will close the lid. Okay, so I've connected the power back, so I will have something for my hands to play with when I'll be speaking about the sound quality. Okay, so let's start as usual with the bass. This little guy has surprisingly good bass. D-class amplifiers usually have good bass, but this one is simply great. It's not only fast, it's not only precise, but it's also powerful and effortless, like in a much bigger AB class amplifiers. So yeah, the numbers for the dynamic given by the manufacturer are confirmed here. This is one of the amplifiers that gets opening to the Fallout 3 theme by London Philharmonic Orchestra with required authority and power. There were just a few of amplifiers which could do that, and you may recall them from my earlier reviews. And I was totally blown away by the fact that this small guy has the authority required to convey this first 3-4 sounds of the track that are, let's say, mimicking nuclear explosions. And big thumbs up. The mid-range. The mid-range is nicely detailed, but a little bit grainy and dry. That graininess works nice for the male vocals. It's fine with the female vocals, but the male vocals will sound better. It's not sibilant, not in even a tiniest way. It's not fatiguing, but you may want to counter this dryness, the slight dryness, with some A-class discrete operational amplifiers in your digital to analog converter to get best things out of both worlds. Mid-range has clarity, and that's very good, because every word, every vocal is clear and easy to pick up and understand. And again, that's not a quality that I can honestly tell all of the clone amplifiers that I've reviewed have. For example, NAIM focuses more on the musicality, not exactly on the clarity and detail. So, another very surprising positive thing about this amplifier. Moving on to treble. The treble is open and airy with unexpected transparency. TPA3255 based amplifiers always needed good operational amplifiers to get to this level of clarity. As you may recall from my Aiyima and Fosi reviews, with the exception of the zero zone monoblocks, but these are playing in a different league. And this small guy, does that without any kind of modification inside. It's well, you couldn't modify anything inside even if you want to, because there is no replaceable operational amplifiers. But the thing is that this amplifier is clean and transparent right from the start. And in other amplifiers that I've been reviewing, I was always recommending you to replace stock 5532 and E5532 operational amplifiers with basically anything else, especially with some A-class discrete operational amplifiers. This one is as clear, as transparent as it can be, right out of the box. So, moving on to the detail. Detail here is another unexpected surprise. All brass instruments, all string instruments, everything shines with vibrations, with all of these small nuances that are pure joy to explore. Yeah, this is totally unexpected, given this amplifier is dirt cheap. Example track here is Stereo Play CD40 that contains Baroque music, and try track number 3, Concerto D-dur Allegro. With amplifiers that are clean, transparent, and detailed, this track will sound gorgeous, although it's quite complicated. With amplifiers that are lacking detail and transparency, well, the music is still fine, but you will feel like the band playing, like the orchestra playing the music is riding the elevator, small crampy elevator with you. So this one is transparent and detailed. Moving on to scene and imaging. Another nice surprise. That amplifier has very precise center image and very good left-to-right imaging with good layering. Nice depth information. I was surprised by that because the channel separation is 7 to 2 dBs as given by the manufacturer, and usually the better the channel separation, the better imaging. But this little guy manages to get clear and precise layering with 72 decibels in the channel crosstalk. Okay. Okay, I was mentioning the layering. Amplifiers in this price range usually are not able to properly project sounds in clear layers. Usually, not only for that amount of money, but even for the larger amount of money, you will get a good left and right imaging, yes. You may get some depth information, but it won't be very clear, and you may get some height information, but it will be minuscule. With this amplifier, you're not only getting precise and wide left and right imaging, you're getting precise layering. Not only information about that something sounds, something is placed deeper, more farther away from you, but you also get this information conveyed in a precise manner. You will be able to see that there are layers, not something stretching, not something that's mushy. You are able to precisely hear that something is deeper and deeper and deeper. So that's an excellent surprise, because I don't think TPA3255s have this on the same level, again with the exception of the zero zones. But again, these are playing in another league. Okay, so the layers are very clear, and this small guy does layering easily with good separation. Now, my amplifier reviews usually have another section compared to other equipment, and the section for how does the amplifier sound and work with my Martin Logan electrostatic speakers. And in some cases, for the low power amplifiers, I wasn't even trying to do listening tests. For example, like with Jailhood, that's as far as I remember 5 watts per channel. So that was basically too little to drive them. But out of curiosity and out of sense of duty, I've done the listening tests with Martin Logan Astens with this little guy. And again, I was nicely surprised, because this little amplifier holds his ground with electrostats and drives my Logans with clarity and precision. To be honest, it's better here than some of the clones I've reviewed, and all except one TPA3255 amplifiers, again, that will be zero zone monoblocks. This was the last part of the review that I was doing with my listening sessions, and at that point I've just stopped taking notes and enjoyed the rest of the evening with listening to this amplifier. Moving on to the summary of my review. Another surprise was that this amplifier needs about 15 minutes of warm-up to sound best. Usually D-class amplifiers are ready as soon as you will power them on. This amplifier is dynamic. It doesn't get lost in complicated passages. For example, Baba Yetu is pure pleasure with this guy because of the separation, because of the ability to discern particular voices in the choreo parts, and because it's quite musical. So PA40 for me is a total surprise. I haven't expected for it to be that good. I have some experience with Infineon Merus amplifiers that were popular about 5, 6, 7 years ago, but this one is completely different. Yes, there were 3 years between MA12070 and this guy. So these 3 years were used in a positive way by Infineon. So this amplifier, and let's be clear about it, beats hands down all TPA 3255 amplifiers except one, except zero zones. When it comes to sound quality, and at the same time it has the lowest price. My only two gripes are display and lack of some warmth in the vocals, but the second one can be remedied by Class A discrete operational amplifiers. Sorry, there's third gripe, no subwoofer output. Yeah. So this little guy gets my recommendation, and it gets to be the king of the hill in his price class. This will be my go-to recommendation for my friends, for my family, and for my coworkers when they will be asking me about recommendation for an entry-level but good sounding amplifier. It's surprisingly small. It's using a little bit more power than TPAs. It sounds better than all of them, and it doesn't cost a fortune. It's actually the cheapest of the bunch, and it makes me wonder about matching digital to analog converter s.m.s.l DO100 Pro. The other one that matches the same chassis, so you can stack them together, is s.m.s.l DO200 Pro, which I wasn't very fond of. But DO100 Pro is based on Sabre 9059 mobile chips, and it has two of them, as I've already checked. So it will be an interesting thing to test it and to test them together, because both of them, if the DO100 Pro performs on the same level as SMSL PA40, this may be single cheapest rack to recommend as an entry-level system. So this amplifier gets my recommendation. I was very surprised, positively surprised by the sound quality coming of that guy. Getting back to one of the things that I've said at the beginning of the review, if you would be reviewing or testing this amplifier with equipment in the similar price brackets with cheaper speakers that would be in the $150, let's say, range, and with cheap $100, $140, $50 digital to analog converter, you will not be able to assess properly this amplifier, because this little guy clearly punches way above its weight class. It didn't shame itself with Martin Logan Ascent 1 electrostats, and I know many amplifiers of many respected European and Western and Japanese brands that had done that. So my recommendation again, system setup that I was using for my test sessions is in the description of the video. The Aoshida stalling also in the description of the video. If you found something interesting, if you wanted to ask about something, if you've seen something significant inside, give me a shout in the comments. I'm trying to answer them every couple of days. There's a lot of them right now, so don't be alarmed if I won't answer right away. I will try to do that as soon as I can. If you like that review, if it helped you in any way to decide whenever you should get one like that, or have a pass on it, you're more than welcome to buy me a beer using super thanks that are found somewhere under the video if you're watching this on your computer. I really enjoyed reviewing this guy because it's a great amplifier, and I hope you'll have a lot of fun with PA40. Thank you guys, and I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, and see you next time.